Hello and good evening. I'm Amin Carlos and welcome to News at 10. Well, face-to-face census-taking operations are prohibited in areas placed under the Movement Control Order, or MCO, and Enhanced Movement Control Order, EMCO. Therefore, the second phase of the Malaysian Population and Housing Census 2020 will be restructured based on three categories of the MCO implementation. So, according to a statement by the Department of Statistics Malaysia, DOSM, face-to-face census is only to be conducted in areas of Recovery Movement Control Order, RMCO, and Conditional Movement Control Order, CMCO. And based on the response received so far, a total of 8.8 million or 27.1% of the estimated 32.7 million Malaysians have been recorded in the Malaysia Census 2020. People who have not yet to fill out the census are urged to fill in the census information online. Now, those who require more information or help to fill in the e-census can also contact the help desk via the website shown or refer to the nearest state DOSM. Plus Malaysia Berhad Plus today reiterated its commitment to continue taking care and providing the highest level of safety to those who need to use its highways. According to its Managing Director, Dato' Azman Ismail, the highway critical services such as frontline patrolling units, the Plus Ronda, will be traversing the expressway on 24-hour loops to ensure the safety of customers. Well, he also explained that all premises in the rest and relaxation areas, or R&R, by the highway will remain open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., but only for takeaway. Furthermore, the dining area at the food courts will be closed and sealed off. Meanwhile, for R&Rs in areas placed under Conditional Movement Control Order, the CMCO, operating hours is from 6 a.m. until 12 midnight. The dining area will be open with adherence to the stipulated standard operating procedures, the SOPs. And according to Dato' Azman, there is also a pre-order function in the Plus mobile app, which enables food and beverage ordering from selected R&Rs to make takeaways more convenient. In addition, all petrol stations along the highway administrated by Plus remain open 24 hours, along with Surau facilities, but are subject to instructions by the respective state Islamic departments. Customers are also advised to adhere to the SOPs, including wearing a face mask, registering on the My Sejahtera app, checking temperatures at the designated points, and practicing proper physical distancing. 389 individuals were detained yesterday for flouting the Movement Control Order, the MCO protocol. Now, from the amount, 371 of them were compounded, while the remaining 18 were remanded. And according to Senior Minister for Security, Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, common offences include not wearing face masks.
Semalam PDRM telah menahan 389 individu di atas kesalahan engkar SOP, dan daripada jumlah itu 371 telah di-compound, manakala 18 direman.
Furthermore, another common offence is not practicing proper physical distancing, as well as premises not providing entry and exit logs for customers. Meanwhile, Ob Benteng saw the arrest of 138 illegal immigrants and 6 skippers. Also seized were a boat and 13 land vehicles. Well, the number of active COVID-19 cases in Perlis is expected to rise in the coming days due to the influx of people from designated red zones visiting the state. And Menteri Besar Dato' Sri Azlan Man revealed this today, highlighting a recent spike in the state's contact tracing. He said until Wednesday, Perlis, which is a green zone, recorded 18 active COVID-19 cases. 153 test samples, meanwhile, are awaiting results. Dato' Sri Azlan said a huge portion of the samples were taken from contact tracing from individuals that entered Perlis prior to the implementation of the new Movement Control Order, MCO.
153 lagi yang resultnya masih lagi pending lah. So ada kemungkinan lah. Ya, ada kemungkinan apabila result ke atas 153 ini diperolehi, ada kemungkinan lah kes-kes ini akan, atau kes ini akan bertambah. Tapi mungkin bukan dalam jumlah yang besar, saya rasa, kalau berdasar pada trend yang ada di Perlis pada masa kini.
Speaking today, he said that the spike in cases is expected due to recent massive testing conducted in the state. People from COVID-19 red zones entering per list have been advised to notify the Kangar Health Office to check on their health and undergo risk assessment. Well, the government and its related agencies will facilitate and ensure market conditions remain conducive and orderly following the imposition of various forms of the Movement Control Order, the MCO, to curb the spread of the COVID-19. Well, Finance Minister Tengku Dato Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz noted that multiple sectors of the economy and the financial ecosystem would remain open and the supply of essential goods would be sufficient as key manufacturing and services sectors, as well as their supply chains, were allowed to operate in accordance with the stipulated standard operating procedures. He said the Finance Ministry, the MOF, always listens and is ready to improve on specific initiatives if necessary. He said with the implementation of multiple forms of MCO across the nation, MOF is currently analysing and discussing suitable improvements for Budget 2021 initiatives to ensure the people's well-being and business continuity.
Pihak MOF sendiri akan memantau pelaksanaan 76 inisiatif seperti pakej-pakej rangsangan ekonomi tahun lepas. Status pelaksanaan inisiatif-inisiatif ini juga akan dikongsi dengan pihak awam.
He said this when presenting the 36th Implementation and Coordination Unit between National Agencies Laksana report today. Well, now for the COVID-19 numbers. Well, Malaysia recorded yet another record-breaking number of daily new cases, with 3,337 new cases reported today. And according to a statement by Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah, 3,330 of them were local transmissions, while the remaining 7 were import cases. Well, Selangor recorded the highest cases by state, with 1,036 cases reported in the past 24 hours, followed by Johor with 460 and Sabah 389. Well, meanwhile, 1,710 cases recovered and were discharged today, bringing the total number of recoveries up to 113,288 cases, which translate to a 76.6% recovery rate. And following this development, the number of cases currently active in Malaysia is 33,989. 195 cases are currently being treated in intensive care units, with 86 of them requiring ventilators. The Health Ministry also reported a staggering 15 deaths today, bringing the death toll up to 578. Well, the number of flood victims in Sarawak rose to 1,826 this evening, with 12 more relief centres were open across the state, bringing the total to 33. And according to the Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee, Bau is the latest district to be hit by floods, with 71 evacuees in 11 centres, while Kuching recorded the highest number of evacuees, with 1,179 people in 12 centres. Well, meanwhile, the number of evacuees in Serian rose to 452 people in 6 centres, followed by Kota Samarahan, 51 people in 1 centre, Simunjan, 44 people in 1 centre, and Miri, 29 people in 2 centres. Floods hit the southern and northern parts of Sarawak since Wednesday following continuous rain, added with the high tide phenomena, but the weather is expected to improve from tomorrow. Well, the flood situation in Sabah, Pahang and Johor, however, has improved, enabling the number of evacuees at relief centres to drop compared to this morning, with the exception of Pasir Mas, Kelantan, which remain unchanged. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Ri'ayat Al-Mustafa Billah Shah, accompanied by Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Haja Aziza Amina Maimuna Skandaria, today visited residents in several villages in the Temerloh district affected by the floods. And also present were his sons, the regional Pahang Tengku Hasanal Ibrahim Alam Shah and Tengku Arif Bendahara Tengku Muhammad Iskandar Ri'ayatuddin Shah. The king himself rowed his boat carrying his family to visit affected households in Kampung Aceh. The Raja Permaisuri Agong also helped prepare dishes with the affected residents, taking shelter at the Sekolah Kebangsaan Terima Temporary Relief Centre, a PPS. The king was also seen engaging with evacuees at the aforementioned PPS. The villages visited were Kampung Tanjung Medang, Kampung Aceh, Kampung Temai, Kampung Padang Rumbia, Kampung Pulau Rumput, Kampung Serambi, and Kampung Paloh Hinai. Food supplies were also contributed to lighten the burden of the evacuees in the area. The Immigration Department has not appointed any third parties to manage its recalibration program. And Immigration Director General Dato' Khairul Zaimi Daud advised the public not to deal with any party claiming to be an agent or third party offering such services for a certain fee. Well, in a statement today, he said registration for this program can be done directly at the website. Anyone having any queries regarding the program can also get the required information via Sistem Pertanyaan Online, or SPO. The department's illegal immigration recalibration plan has two main components. That's Return Recalibration Program and Labour Recalibration Program, which kicked off on 16 November 2020 with the cooperation of the Department of Labour Peninsular Malaysia, or JTKSM, and other government agencies without the involvement of vendors or third parties. The Return Recalibration Program allows illegal immigrants to return to their country of origin voluntarily, subject to certain conditions, while the Labour Recalibration Program regularizes illegal immigrants in the country as foreign workers who could be employed by eligible employers. Well, the attempt by 12 illegal immigrants to return to their homeland through the Malaysia-Thailand border was foiled when they were arrested by police through Up Binting on Sunday. Now, all arrested were Myanmar nationals aged 18 to 35 years old and comprised of 9 men and 3 women. Kubang Pasu Police in a statement explained that all of them were arrested while headed on foot towards the Felda Bukit Tangga Bukit Kayu Hitam rubber plantation. They were believed to have entered the country with help from an irresponsible syndicate previously active in Perak. Well, all of them allegedly used the service of an agent based in Setiawan, Perak, with a rate of 2,900 ringgit per person. Syndicate agents have turned rubber plantations as a transit center for the Myanmar illegal immigrants to stop by before entering Malaysian soil. These immigrants do not possess any valid identification documents. Well, Johor Police has dismissed the notion of firearms smuggling activities in the state following the discovery of a weapons cache in Sungai Skudai earlier this morning. Johor Police Chief Dato' Ayub Khan Maidin Pichai said of the 7 firearms found, only 1 was a genuine gun while the rest were airsoft weapons of various types. He said police believe there are 20 firearms that have been dumped into the river. The operation to recover them is still ongoing, but the river's muddy water is making the search difficult.
Kita punya operasi menyelam kan masih lagi dijalankan oleh polis marin, dan saya dipahamkan hari ini pun ada satu lagi yang kita dapat senjata airsoft tuan. Sebab arus deras tuan. So mungkin memakan masa sedikit.
Briefing reporters today, Dato' Ayub Khan said investigations showed that none of the firearms were linked to any crimes. Police also discovered about 6,000 live ammunition of various types, 5 airsoft .22 bullets and airsoft rifle components. The discovery of the firearms were made after the arrest of a manager of a security company who has been charged in court in October. 20 suspects aged between 21 and 50 were detained, comprising 7 locals and 12 Indonesians, including the manager of a canopy service company. Dato' Ayub Khan said police raided the manager's house and found another airsoft firearm and 582 live ammunitions. Centralized training snag for Harimau Malaya. Stay with us. Well, the national football team has no choice except to continue with the challenges in the second round of the 2022 World Cup 2023 Asian Cup qualification without any optimum preparation should the event be held in March. Well, team manager Dato' Muhammad Yusuf Mahadi admitted that the squad under head coach Tan Cheng Ho may not gather for team training after the centralized training camp scheduled for this month was cancelled. He said with the 2021 Malaysia League competition starting at the end of February and the uncertainty over the implementation of Movement Control Order, the MCO presently have compounded efforts to group players together. The centralized training camp for the national squad was scheduled from 15 January to the 26th since November last year, but had to be called off following the implementation of MCO in 6 states for 14 days until 26 January. And at the same time, he said FAM was awaiting the official decision of International Federation of Association Football or FIFA on the qualifying competition schedule on whether to go ahead in March or postpone it to June at a selected location. According to him, the national team can benefit from the international match calendar from March 22nd to the 30th for centralized training if FIFA decides to postpone the qualifying competition to June. Malaysia is scheduled to meet the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, in Dubai on 25th March before hosting Vietnam on 30th March in Group G's second round 2022 World Cup 2023 Asian Cup qualifiers. This evening, in the top story, MOF assures conducive market conditions amid MCO. Well, folks, join us for updates at noon at 12:30 tomorrow on TV2. I'm Mohammed Amin Carlos. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely night ahead. Bye for now.